Hey, so I just printed up these two 1911 grip panels out of a material called carbon fiber PETG. It's from 3D Tech, and you can see some interesting stuff like the little lines at the bottom when it's doing this travel moves. It doesn't quite blend as well with the next layer that goes over it. This stuff is takes a little bit harder to melt, but look at that. The little holes, the little insets for the screws actually worked out pretty well. The top screw holes look usable. This is like a dragon scale pattern. The nozzle I use is 0.6 millimeters in diameter, so the detail is not going to be quite as fine, but look at that. These actually look quite nice. The other one, very nice as well. Usable screw holes. That was the big thing. These aren't the first panels that I printed with this. I actually printed a couple other ones. Hang on, let me find them. These other ones, and I had to make some settings changes because look at that. It didn't really stick to the heated bed properly, and so those walls didn't form properly, which means the screw holes for mounting them didn't work properly, and the little screw holes on the top didn't either. So I had to make some little settings tweaks, and then yeah, look at that. That one didn't work either. So I made some settings tweaks. It had to do with the order in which the walls are printed, because there's outside perimeter walls. You can see the outside walls here. Then there's inside like bottom and top layer. There's infill, and there's inner perimeter walls. So there's outer perimeter walls and inner perimeter walls, and there's an order in which those get printed, and I had to change the order in which those got printed. I had been printing outside walls first because that makes outer dimensions and stuff more accurate, but when these outer perimeter walls weren't supported by infill, you can see what happened. But when I changed the order, I was able to get really nice usable holes. So I'm going to make another little video or take some photos or something in just a moment of my 1911 with these on it. I've got some plain wood grips. I'm going to put these carbon fiber PETG 3D printed grips on. The nice thing is there's actually a little bit of a texture on here. You can see there's the lines from the 3D print itself. You know, these are fairly coarse layers. They're not really coarse, but they're not exceedingly fine either. And there's just the carbon fiber has like this little texture to it. It's very interesting. The problem is, or actually there's no problem. The benefit is, for grip panels for the gun, you kind of want a little bit of texture. There are people who actually put like abrasive pad things around their grips just to make them more sticky so that a gun doesn't slip out of your hand. Anyway, that's pretty interesting stuff. I'm going to mount them on my gun, and then come back and I will show you what that looks like.